The man was strapped to the execution rack, yet he showed no fear at all, as if none of this had anything to do with him. This made the sheriff suspicious. He quickly recalled discovering a large number of human skin masks when they captured Jack earlier. Realizing that something was wrong, the sheriff tried to stop everything, but he was already a step too late. It turned out that Jack and Annie had planned everything in advance. When the police commissioner and Annie visited Jack in prison, Annie took advantage of the commissioner's distraction and injected a pre-prepared drug into his body. The drug acted instantly, causing him to collapse to the ground. Annie then handed Jack a key to unlock his handcuffs. At this moment, the drug's effect fully kicked in. No matter what Jack asked, the police commissioner answered truthfully. He even revealed that the wealth he had embezzled was hidden in a bank vault. Jack then took out a vial of yellow liquid. This potion could dull a person's senses. He used a pre-prepared human skin mask to disguise himself as the police commissioner. Once everything was ready, they calmly walked out in front of the warden and left without arousing suspicion. Although the sheriff had already seen through their plan, he ordered a complete information lockdown to avoid alerting Jack and Annie. He secretly deployed officers to track and capture them. However, Jack, who had just escaped from prison, had no idea that the sheriff had already discovered his plan. He went to the police commissioner's office and opened the safe to retrieve the bank vault key. Just as he took it out, the police commissioner's secretary received a call from the sheriff. The sheriff informed the secretary that the person in the office was not the real police commissioner and instructed her to delay Jack as much as possible. However, Jack happened to overhear their conversation. By the time the secretary hung up the phone and entered the office, Jack had already escaped. On his way out, he brushed past the officers sent to capture him, but they failed to recognize him. He then exited through the back door and got into Annie's car, successfully evading the FBI's pursuit. Next, they had to steal the police commissioner's hidden fortune from the bank. Annie disguised herself as a client and went to the bank, pretending to store 2 paintings worth tens of millions of dollars. However, they had no idea that the box did not contain paintings but a laser cutter. To reassure Annie about the security, the bank manager explained the vault structure. It consisted of 3 layers: an outer concrete wall, a wire mesh, and steel plates. Moreover, the electrified wire mesh in the middle would trigger an alarm if touched. After obtaining the necessary information, they decided to act that night. When night fell, the laser cutter Annie had placed inside the vault activated, quickly melting through the innermost steel plate. Meanwhile, Jack had prepared a 3-pronged drill. He entered the sewer and made his way to the wall adjacent to the vault. Taking out the drill, he rapidly spun it against the wall, aiming to steal all of the police commissioner's treasures.